Hello there, Maverick currency traders. This is Rob Reinhold. It is good to be here. We are at the first currency recap, at least that I've done, for the year. And this year has been just a little choppy. Now look, this is now only the second real day of trading, but we definitely have a little bit of reversal on our hands. In this session, we're going to be going through what happened today. There was a few news events, nothing all that much, but we definitely had big moves in all of the markets, equities and bonds. We're going to look at those moves and say, okay, has anything changed? What are our scores on all of our currencies? And then, of course, we're always looking to pair them up. Pair the strongest currencies against the weak. Those are going to be the trades we look at.
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional Forex and crypto traders. Maverick Currencies is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional Forex and currency trader for Maverick, click the apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
The first week of the year is always a pretty good trading year, and this is where we started. Yesterday, we saw the rebound in the dollar. But the yen was also holding up a little bit. The yen was the weakest currency today. Bitcoin got absolutely hammered along with the rest of the cryptos. We'll take a look at all of these currencies, but this is where we started. We had, again, a fall in equities yesterday, and we saw the currencies that are risk-off did a little bit better. This morning, we did get a few news reports out of the U.S. We got the U.S. ISM, was pretty much as expected. I think 47.2 was the expectation, so a tiny bit better. Then we got job openings, right about as expected. But in that ISM report, we did see the prices component of that go down quite a bit, which is showing that inflation really is coming down across the board. And look, we've talked about the inverse relationship with bonds and the stock market, and bonds with the US dollar. And when the bond rises, the dollar rises, and it caused the equity markets to go down. And that's really just what we got today. So the yen was the worst performing stock. Now, this one kind of came out of nowhere. I've liked yen on the long side. It looked really good yesterday. I actually had a euro yen trade that was looking good, and then I got out at a break even as it reversed. But yen today really fell apart. So yen for me, I was looking at this to be the long trade of the week. After a performance like this, I've got to really back off that and say, hey, do I really like yen the best? It needs to get a lot better for me to be interested in it. The pound had a big move up today. I looked around for news on the pound and really couldn't find anything. So this one came out of nowhere as well. Everything else, take a look. It is right there kind of in the middle. The moves weren't really big enough to really make anything happen. So outside of the yen and the pound, this to me is a day that not a lot happened. With that being said, if we take a look at what happened yesterday, we saw the dollar come up quite a bit, yen come up. It was definitely a risk-off move. When we go and take a look and see, okay, well, what happened with equities? Equities had another ugly day. Now, it's hard to see because the crypto loss was so large, but the S&P lost about 1% for the day. That's a big move down in the S&P. Just think about it. Yesterday, we had a big move down in the S&P, and we saw spikes in dollar and yen. Today, we didn't see that. We're going to be talking about equities. I'm still bullish equities. I know we're getting tested a little bit technically, but the sign that all the currencies didn't do what they should have done on a big market fall tells me that we're most likely going to reverse a little bit. We'll take a look here in a second. Cryptos got crushed. They got absolutely crushed today. They've been strong. They got crushed. And oil said, hey, I want to come back up into the mid-70s. It's really been trading in a range here for the last couple of weeks. What's there to say? Crypto got hit today. They just got hit. They held up really nicely yesterday, and then today they just got hit. I don't trust crypto at this point. I've liked it for the last 2 months. I just do not like it right here. I think it is a no trade on crypto. Let's take a look at our S&P chart, and let's take a look at the calendar. But I want you to see that we have gone down from the first time from a +3 to a +2. Now, why have we done that? We are now at the 20-day moving average. We haven't broken below. That's going to be our first sign that the equity markets are undergoing a trend change. It won't be confirmed until we go below the 50. But this is our first sign to say, hey, we need to become less bullish. Now, I want you to take a look and see, we became bullish back here, and we've stayed bullish the whole time. This is the first time in about 2 months. If you've been bullish in this market, it's time to back off. It's not time to go short. It's just time to back off a little bit. Let's take a look at what is on the calendar here. And there's not a whole lot to talk about in the calendar. We do have China Services PMI tonight. But look, we had China's PMI on Monday, and it didn't really do much. It didn't really do much to the market. And then Thursday, as you can see here, we do not have really any data that it really makes me worried or excited about anything. It's not until Friday morning where we get employment reports. Employment reports out of the US and Canada. We will be meeting live for those announcements and looking to make a trade on those announcements. So let's go in and take a look at some of the currencies that look interesting here. Outside of the dollar, the yen, and the European currencies, we're just really not excited about anything else. That seems to be where all the movement is happening. Let's take a look at this yen. Now again, I really like the yen this week. I thought the yen was going to do better, and you can see the first couple days of the week, hey, we're looking pretty good. Not today. Not today. But the big question is, did anything change technically? No, nothing changed technically. We're still a little bit stronger than weaker. But I do have to say, I need to see this yen get back probably up to this level here. I really need to see that yen get back up to this level before I can trust it. So yen was on the top of my list. It is no longer on the top of my list for a long. Let's go next to the dollar. The dollar has been in a downtrend. Again, I want you to just show you the long term here where we've run up and then we've come down here. We're really coming out into this area of support, but we have had this nice little rally. Remember, when things are in downtrends, we are going to sell rallies. I know that I can make a very good case for that was at the top of the stock market, which means it's the bottom of the dollar market. I can make a point of that, but look, the problem is, technically speaking, that hasn't happened. Technically speaking, and I'm not talking about, when people say technically speaking, no, I'm talking about the technicals of the chart have not confirmed any downtrend. And in fact, the technicals of the chart are still saying this is a strong uptrend. Any rallies on the dollar, if that's the case, should be sold. So I'm looking at this dollar here thinking, okay, where are some good support and resistance areas? Okay, again, this is the dollar basket. So we came up and we hit this area and then we backed off. To me, I don't mind looking for a dollar short here. I think the dollar short is likely the best trade out there. Now look, if this market keeps falling, the dollar's going to keep going up. But technically speaking, this looks much better than like the yen chart. The yen chart looked very confusing. I no longer want to be long yen. So if I want to be short dollar, the question is, what do I go against? Here's the Swiss franc. To me, the Swiss franc looks really nice. We have basically high based up here. So for me, the Swiss franc looks good. I come over to the euro looks terrible. Pound has had one up move. That's it. I'm just not interested whatsoever. And I'm not even going to look at the CAD, Aussie, or the dollar because they're just not moving. They're just not moving. They're not trending. They're not doing anything. Do you want to be a professional trader? Maverick Currencies is the oldest US-based Forex and crypto prop trading company that will pay you for trading with our capital. Trade our capital and keep 70 to 80% of the profits. We are looking for traders just like you that are hardworking and motivated. Click the apply link on the top right of this video to see if you have what it takes. That link takes you to a 4-minute video that explains the trader position available, and you read a list of FAQs that answer pretty much all the basic questions you have at this point. After watching the video and reading the FAQs, if you're interested, fill out an application, then you'll watch the full-length recruiting video, and then schedule an interview with one of our traders. Are you our next trader? When I take a look at the currency board, I'm looking at the Swiss franc. Look, the Swiss franc has been very strong. I really like this dollar short, but take a look at where it is. It ran up and it peaked, but it hasn't confirmed that it's a short yet. This is really the only cross I'm excited about. I even want to look at is dollar Swiss franc, but I don't think the trade is ready yet. But that's just looking at both of these individually. Let's go in and actually look at the dollar Swiss franc cross and see if it is ready to be sold. I'm going to put in dollar Swiss franc. Let's just go to this daily chart. So as you can see here, we've had this nice little rally. We hit into this average, this moving average, and came down. We're not quite there yet. I want to see a little bit more selling. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. And you can see in the 4-hour chart, we still have more momentum to the upside. So we need to see some points break. I really need to see this trend line break. The trend line is going to break the same time that this parabolic star breaks. So I'm going to take a look at 84.50. At 84.50, I'm going to have an alert out, and I'll re-look at this and say, okay, do I like where this market is going? Now let's talk about this trade. Dollar has been strong because of the bond market going up and the stock market going up. Sorry, and the stock market going down. Let's say the stock market stabilizes and the stock futures stabilize, and maybe we have the Asian session as a bullish day in the markets. I think this is going to be a really good trade to be short dollar against Swiss franc, but I'm not looking at it at all until 84.50. 84.50 is going to be the point I start to look at the trade and see, okay, is everything else coming together? Are we seeing positive moves in the futures? If so, I'll definitely look to make this trade. Other than this is the only trade that I am interested in. The big question in the market, is this a pullback? Or is it a trend change? Are the equity markets done going up? Are the bond markets done going down? If so, then we know that dollar is likely going to continue to move up. But if this is just a pullback, which again, technically speaking, and again, I'm meaning it in the technicals as far as a chart, the technicals say that we are still in an uptrend and any pullbacks should be considered as buying opportunities. Look, the market's going straight down now. It's not time for that. But if we do stabilize, I do like that dollar short. It's been the trade that I'm going to be looking for. Thanks for joining me. Everyone have a great day. Happy trading, everyone. Goodbye.